let's do a little bit of analysis here. Let's talk about our charts. So I got NQ pulled up over here on the right, and I got ES pulled up over here on the left. Okay, so on NQ, first thing I have up is a 15-minute time frame. I have my Asia high charted out at 11:15 p.m. Eastern, and then my Asia low charted out at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. So far, Asia high has not gotten taken out, but we have seen our Asia low taken out already. Okay, so then during London session, which is 2 to 5 a.m. Eastern, we can see that we formed Asia high is actually all the way up here. It's at 2 a.m. Eastern, or London high, excuse me. London high is at 2 a.m. Eastern. And then London low is a lot lower. We got to find it all the way until 4:45 here. So London low is down here. All right, so we've swept London low, we swept Asia low, and we came all the way back up after doing that. Failed to sweep London high, and then we've come all the way back down, retesting these lows. So far, they're acting pretty strong. We're getting a strong bounce off of them. Our structure right now is still bearish on the 15-minute. Seeing lower highs created, almost a lower low created here, but we've seen a few lower lows. So I'm going to go up to a weekly time frame real quick. Just look at the weekly. We can see on a weekly time frame, we're still very bullish. Okay, we created that down close week 2 weeks ago, and then we came up, took out all-time highs, closed above this weekly fair value gap, displaced the highs. So far, still very bullish biased in terms of our technical analysis. Okay, until we are proven otherwise, until we're proven that shorts really want to step in, that's when my bias changes. But in terms of technical analysis on a weekly time frame, still bullish, and until we have FOMC on Wednesday, so we could see something drastic happen there, to where the market wants to flip. Maybe we want to go short. So until that happens, unless that might not happen, I'm still thinking long. Okay, I'll go down to a daily time frame. We can see this daily bullish fair value gap that we've traded into here. We haven't gotten down to that equilibrium yet. We have traded into it, seen a reaction off of it. We'll see if price wants to trade a little bit more into it, if we're going to get a reaction right back up to those highs. And here's what we can do here on a daily is let's chart out yesterday's high, or last week's high right there. So I'm just going to say all-time highs here. Right there. And we'll just put this as previous day low down here. So 2 external liquidity levels there, all-time highs and previous day low right there. Go down to a 4-hour. We can see we use that daily or 4-hour fair value gap that big. Yeah, to me the size doesn't matter as much. It just depends on how far we trade into it, right? So we can get rid of that daily real quick and look at the 4-hour here. Let's see how far we've traded into it. Almost to that 0.5 level. So we're just pretty much looking at, have we traded into that equilibrium of that fair value gap and gotten a reaction off of it? So far, yes, we have. So when I see that reaction, I expect us to continue getting that reaction back up. Exactly. Yep, the perfect bounce from that level. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at in terms of those imbalances. So yeah, we can see that. I'm going to take this off the charts though, unless you guys want me to keep it there, right? It's that 4-hour busy. It just gets a little bit too cluttered when I keep all those big rectangle tools on the charts, but we know where that's at, and 4-hour busy right there. Okay, so far we've seen a reaction off of it. We have to look over here and see though that on the 4-hour we have displaced the lows down here. So technically creating a 4-hour bearish order block. So we're gonna have to push through that bearish order block for these longs to keep stepping in. Let's look at the 1-hour. Look at some liquidity levels. So our key liquidity levels here are that Asia high, previous day low down here, and then all-time highs up here. You can see on the hourly we have this imbalance up top. right above Asia highs. So for longs to step in, that would be a pretty good target for us, right? For us to take out Asia high and then touch up into that hourly imbalance with liquidity right there. Looking at the 30-minute, we've got this 30-minute bearish imbalance that we're trying to push through right now. Same liquidity levels that we're looking at, same imbalance up here. Looking like we're trying to go target that Asia high, London and Asia high right now. Here's the deal, guys. Today is a no news Monday. Okay, so not expecting too much, not really expecting much volatility at all. We're kind of expecting more slower price action. Possibly some ranging conditions. So we have to be aware that we might be a little bit ranging. We might be up and down a lot. We might not see the most expansion today. We also have FOMC coming up on Wednesday, right? So we're pretty much going to be setting up the market for the FOMC release, for that CPI, all of that stuff for the next 2 days. So just be aware, if we don't see crazy expansion days the next 2 days, just understand why. Understand that we have those big news release coming, 2 huge news releases coming out soon. So we have to understand that sometimes before the FOMC we don't really see a lot of great price action. I mean, it could be decent price action. It just might not be very volatile. We might see pretty slow movement. So let's see if we can find a good setup. See this reaction we're getting off the 15-minute here. Okay, notice how we touch into VWAP. We come touch up into that imbalance above. We're bouncing off this imbalance. Okay, so we got to see if we're going to continue to push through. Let's look at the 1 minute time frame here. 1 minute time frame, we form a bullish breaker, low high, lower low, displacement of the high. We trade back into that breaker right here. Do we see that right there? Notice how we trade right back into that breaker and then we bounce again. Okay, so let's see what we do if we're going to retest that breaker and see if we're going to continue to get that movement up, right? So we're trending down, bearish, 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 and then bullish reversal pattern. We trade into that reversal block and then we bounce up. So I do want to see if we're going to get a reaction off this 1 minute bullish breaker. See if it's going to take us up to those London and Asia highs, right, up top. So far, pretty nice bounce off that level. No entry for me just yet. But we can see that was a pretty nice bounce off that test, off that retest of that breaker. What I really want to see, though, is I want to see this 15-minute displacing this imbalance. Continued reaction to the upside. Again, that's a very nice reaction off that 1 minute breaker. So I don't know if anybody got an entry, but that would be a pretty solid entry. I wasn't ready to get my entry just yet. Just wanted to see us retest that first and kind of see what reaction we get. And then now I'm going to start looking for possible entries. You know, let's look at the 5 minute. How we're looking the 5 minute, right? We got this imbalance above. So far, we are looking very bullish. We're looking like we're trying to go target that buy side. Liquidity, we still have to fight through VWAP. We have to fight through those 15-minute imbalances. So we gotta see if we can push through those to continue to try to get that buy side liquidity. Okay, but whenever I see a bullish breaker formed like this, after trending down and I see it tested multiple times and a reaction off of it both times, I'm expecting those longs to continue. So then it would just be finding the right entry in that move. Right? I don't like to rush an entry in the morning. I do like to get that extra confirmation. So far, we have a little bit of confluence, we have a little bit of confirmation, but we still want to see that follow through. We're getting a lot of SMT down here actually at the lows. So look down here. Look how ES is trading down taking out those lows. Well, NQ is all the way up here, so we got to be careful. Got to be careful here. We're sitting around VWAP. We're not seeing a lot of follow through. I do want to look at what the VIX is doing. VIX isn't doing too much right now. It's kind of just hanging out. Let's see what DXY. DXY is heading down as well. Like ES. So I'm going to be a little bit patient. Just waiting for a very good setup here. Okay, because we can see the struggle to push through this level. We have this imbalance right here. Notice how every time we touch back into that bearish imbalance, we bounce off of it. Okay, we're not really trying to push through right now, so I'm not ready to just jump into the longs just yet. We've got 3 minutes until this 15-minute candle closes. So I do want to get that confirmation of us trying to push through that level for me to want to get in the longs. Okay, we still look very bullish. We still have these liquidity levels up top to take out. But also notice on the 5 minute, we do have this little bearish breaker here. Let's see if we've respected it so far. This down close candle. So we are technically in a bearish breaker with this high, low, higher, high, displacement of the lows, fair value gap, bearish unicorn. So I'd want to see us also disrespect this level. Make sure we're not, because if we do use this, if we get a strong reaction off this level, we might see price come back down and try to grab some sell side first. Maybe set up that silver bullet move for the longs. Going into silver bullet hour, in about 17 minutes. And we can see us really reacting off that level right now. Yeah, so right now I'm going to play the patient game. Silver bullet is 10 to 11 Eastern AM. So 7 to 8 Pacific. That's the first silver bullet, and second silver bullet hour is 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so we got about 1 minute left on this 15-minute and 5-minute candle. Like I said, I'd want to see us push through that level. At least close above that 50% level of that imbalance up top. So far, we're getting a very strong reaction off that 5-minute breaker, off that 15-minute imbalance. So that's why you see me being patient right now. Yeah, look at that reaction. Looks like we're trying to head down. Respecting this imbalance, respecting that breaker. Okay, trading back into that 1 minute bullish breaker here. Let's see if we want to disrespect either one. So far, pretty strong down close candle forming here on the 1 minute. Looking like we're trying to head down. Looking like we're trying to head down here. Again, guys, we might be ranging today. We might have a very rangy day, so let's see if we're even going to catch. I don't think we're going to have too many breakouts. See, we got some equal lows down low. All right, notice how we're bouncing right back from that 1 minute. Again, I'm trusting the higher time frame stuff more than the lower time frame. So looking at that 5 minute bearish breaker, we trade into it, respect the 50%, bounce back down. 15-minute imbalance, respect it, come back down. So right now, I'm trusting that higher time frame stuff more than the lower time frame, but we're still in between those two levels that we're bouncing back and forth from. So we want to, personally, I want to wait for us to kind of get out of either of those, break through one of those levels to give me that conviction to get in the longs or the shorts. My bias is still long right now, so I would need to see us break through that 1 minute for my bias to start shifting to the shorts. Okay, and we can, even if, let's say even if we do close below this 1 minute and we kind of start to drop a little bit, we're still going to have enough reward, even if we were to get an entry all the way down here. Let's say we're to get an entry all the way down here in the shorts. I mean, catching them to those yesterday's lows or previous day low still offers us 150 ticks or so. So, just waiting to see what we're going to do, catching that, that move to the external liquidity. We're starting to move down. Looks like we're going to disrespect. All right, so we disrespected that 1 minute. So now I'm looking at this 1 minute order block here as a possible entry level. Starting to look for shorts here. See if we can get a nice reaction off that level. There we go. I'm going to test out the shorts here in half a lot, guys. Half a lot. I'm going to test them out. Strong bounce off the 5 minute bearish breaker. Disrespect the 1 minute bullish breaker. I'll test them out. Just half a lot. Not really going to risk much here. What was my entry was down pretty low, all the way at 89.50. I'll keep the stop at 50 ticks, right around that 0.5 level of that order block. All right, trying to catch it down to these lows, possibly down to these lows down here. All right, so just half a lot again. Just testing it out to see if we're going to get any kind of breakout here to go grab sell side liquidity. All right, disrespecting that 1 minute bullish breaker makes me want to get in those shorts after seeing us respect that 15 minute bearish imbalance, seeing us respect that 5 minute bearish breaker. Right, obviously my entry was lower here. I would want my stop loss to be above that order block, but I don't. I still like this position. I like that we're bouncing off that 1 minute. Let's see if we can continue to push through. Come take out these lows. So far, strong bounce off VWAP, strong bounce off these imbalances. So my stop is going to be at 1902. Just half a lot, remember guys. I'm also going to be playing a little bit lighter today. I'm going to be playing probably lighter this whole week. Yeah, it's not letting me place a stop limit or a stop order right now on Tradovate. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, so be careful there. It's not letting me place my stop loss order. I've been trying to place it. Okay, now it placed. All right. So I have my stop loss now. Okay, so we're not really seeing any kind of breakthrough, any drop here after displacing that 1 minute bullish breaker block. I'm getting a strong bounce from those levels, so we're not really seeing any fall through to the downside. Again, we have to be careful of a ranging type of day to where we're going to range just from the bottom to the top. So just going to be careful of that. That's why I'm playing lighter today, not playing heavy at all. I'll let you know if I add into a full. If we start to get an aggressive drop, I'll add into a full. So far, we have not really pushed down whatsoever. Okay, we're still looking good, but we just can't seem to break through our entry level here. There we go. We're starting to move a little bit. Yeah, see, we keep trying to come down, bouncing right back up. Okay. Man, looking at that, looks like we're going to target my stop. Okay, so it stopped me out there. Again, I still like that entry, 15 minute imbalance, bounce from the 5 minute bearish breaker. Right, just no follow through here. So I'll be patient again, kind of wait wait to see what that next move is going to be. We might still see us, bounce down. Just got to be careful of that ranging behavior. Right, and that's why I went in half a lot for my first trade. Just testing out the market, testing out, just seeing what we're looking like. If we're going to see any kind of fall through here, if we're just gonna range right back up to the top of this small 1 minute range that we see. Again, looking at, yeah, Tradovate is bugging out a little bit today. So be aware of that. If your Tradovate is bugging out, maybe try to make sure that's good before you get any entries. So this is our 15-minute opening range right here on that 15-minute candle. Right, so we could wait for us to break out of that opening range, right? And what we would typically do is once we break out of that opening range to the upside or the downside, then that's when we're looking. Let's say we break out to the downside, we're looking for the shorts. If we break out to the upside, we're looking for the longs. Again, I still like those shorts. I still like the shorts. We disrespect the bullish breaker, right? Bouncing from that bearish breaker. Looks like we're trying to still head down, but just no follow through from where we were in. Yes, yeah. So I had my stop because I got my entry lower here. I had my stop right at that 0.5 level that we traded just above. Right, if you had a better entry than me, let's say your entry was a little bit higher, you could still be in this trade, right? If you had your stop loss. If you had your stop loss a little bit higher. I'm not ready to jump back into these shorts just yet. Just because of this failure to really push down. Again, it looks like we're still trying to push down to those lows. Our structure is still looking bearish here. Like we're trying to come take out these lows on the 5 minute and on the 15 minute and on the 1 minute. But we still are not. Yeah, I don't like the stalling. Right, and that's why you guys, this is why I'm going in light today, guys. I'm not going in heavy. That's why I start out with half a lot, just really testing it out. Again, I still like these shorts here, but we're just, every time we come back down to that level, you can see us bouncing. Even though we disrespected that 1 minute bullish breaker. Yeah, there's some issues going on with Tradovate right now, so just be aware of that, be careful. Right, the hourly is looking bearish here. We came up into that hourly imbalance. We dropped all the way down here. Looking like we're trying to come take out previous day low right now. We're just stalling a lot at this level. Alright, we can see we just do not want to break through this low. We do not want to break through that low. Alright, yeah, I still like that entry. Still wanted to see those shorts step in. So we'll see. I'm not going to get a re-entry just yet. Just because of all the stalling that we're doing. Just because we're not seeing any type of follow through yet. So, we're going into silver bullet hour pretty soon here as well. I wanted to see us at least come down and sweep some sell side liquidity and be a part of that move. But yeah, nothing right now. Nothing. Not even breaking out of that opening range yet. But yeah, guys, so like on the 15 minute, we see this 15-minute order block formed. We trade up into the imbalance above, both imbalances above. We drop, expecting us to get that continuation down. Don't want to fall through. 5 minute, we form a bearish breaker block here. We retest that bearish breaker block, respect the 50%. We drop, don't want to see that continuation down. At least not yet. And then on the 1 minute, seeing us disrespect the bullish breaker here, closing below. That was that last bit of confluence that got me, ready to get in those shorts. So I still like that setup. I still like the setup overall. Just no follow through on it. Again, no news Monday. We might just range up and down for a while. But I do want to see us at least going into Silver Bullet. Leading into Silver Bullet, I do want to see us make at least one move this morning. At least one move. And if we are going to have seek and destroy type of conditions, then we can look to trade those conditions, right? Look to trade the range, the liquidity sweep to buy side, sell side, and look just to scalp up and down. Something I'm willing to do today. Just because that's what we kind of expect to happen today. You know, I still want to see us make more of a move this morning. We can see us trading right back up. Okay, we have 3 minutes left on the hourly candle. We're trading right back up to the top of that range. Okay, back into that bearish breaker here. Failure to take out the lows. Let's see if we're going to bounce from that 5 minute again. So far, yes, we're seeing a bounce. Again, not looking to jump into another entry just yet. But if you wanted to get your entry in the shorts more up here, you could do that. I just don't like getting an entry after displacing these highs here and after bouncing from this level. Leading into Silver Bullet. But again, we're seeing that reaction off that imbalance, off that 5 minute bearish breaker. Let's see if we can break out of this opening range. See if we can do something. Catch some type of move here. All right. Very slow price action so far. We're not going to have a lot of volume. So most people are kind of waiting on the Fed in their decision for rate cuts, which is on Wednesday, right? So you're not going to see a lot of volume in the market. It's going to move slower. People are kind of waiting for that, right? So what we don't want to do is get caught up in no volume chop, right? Choppy price action. But what we can do is if we see those seek and destroy conditions where we're grabbing buy side liquidity, coming back, grabbing sell side, and just ranging, we can still catch those trades up and down, right? Or try to catch that one liquidity, external liquidity run. Like on the 15 minute, if we can see us actually get out of this opening range, maybe we go try to grab previous day low. Or maybe we still want to go target London high and Asia high. Just waiting for us to grab liquidity on one side and then try to go grab liquidity on the opposing side. Alright, so far just tested out the market with one trade. Half a lot. I'm going lighter than my typical position. This whole week I'm going to be trading a lot lighter, guys. This whole week. I'm not going to be going in heavy. Okay, so we see that bounce from that 5 minute bearish breaker up top, coming right back down to the bottom of that range. We just closed on the hour. So that previous hourly candle that we just closed is very bearish. Very bearish candle there. We still cannot break out of that opening range though. Closed inside of that range. We're still kind of just chopping. Again, nice bounce from that 5 minute bearish breaker. All right, which would be a decent entry from up top. All right, I was waiting to see that us close on the hourly before getting into another trade. Again, a lot of people are facing issues with Tradevate, guys. So if you're having issues, don't jump into a trade if you're not going to be able to close out of it or anything. Just make sure it's working fine. Again, If this is a widespread issue, which it seems like it is, just contact Tradevate if you have any issues with closing out on a trade. If you lose money for some reason because of it, make sure you're hitting them up, or you're hitting up your prop firm, and you're making sure that they're usually pretty understanding when they have issues. If you lose money because of it, typically they try their best to help you out. Okay, so right now we're still just chopping in this range. Let's see if we can do anything here. Alright, so I expect at least one type of liquidity run during this hour. So we'll see if we're gonna just break out of this opening range to one side. We'll look to catch that trade. I'm not gonna take any more trades in the middle of this range right now. Wait for us to come up and retest that 5-minute again. Break out of the opening range. Yeah, hit them up. Just take screenshots of your issues. Maybe try to record your screen when you're trying to get in and out of these trades. If it's not working, you can send it to them and show them the evidence. And I know they're gonna get a bunch of people hitting them up, so they're gonna have to respect your request. Okay, so chop right now. Not gonna take any trades in this chop. Gonna wait for us to get out of this. Wait for us to do something. Alright, so hopefully we'll be able to get a part of at least one liquidity run. Right, like I said, we've got the sell side down here, previous day low down here, and we've got our London high, Asia high up here. On an hourly time frame, seeing us trade into the hourly imbalance again, that strong drop pre-market. Right, makes this look pretty bearish. But again, bouncing down from this low, not seeing any follow through. Still looks like we're trying to come down and target the lows. 30-minute imbalance being respected, 15-minute imbalance being respected, 5-minute bearish breaker being respected. Alright, so all my conviction was there on that trade, just not, we can see we just didn't want to break through. We just wanted to chop for a little bit. So that is why I am not getting in any heavy positions. To me, there's no reason today, or really at all this week, to trade heavy. I will pretty much every FOMC week I size down. Right, and we can kind of predict the market throughout the week of Monday and Tuesday are going to be slow, choppier. Wednesday is going to be extremely volatile with the FOMC news coming out. Thursday will probably, let's see what news we have on Thursday. Yeah, we got PPI. Thursday will also be pretty volatile. And then Friday will be a little bit more volatile too. So Monday, Tuesday aren't going to be the best days. They're going to be ranging. And then Wednesday through Friday are going to be more volatile. More opportunity for bigger moves, but it's going to be more challenging to trade because of that volatility. Because we're going to be moving a lot. DXY, or not DXY, YM is really pumping right now. The VIX isn't really moving too much. Russell as well. Yeah, we got all. Okay, so we're seeing ES, we're seeing YM, we're seeing these other indexes or indices pumping. We see SMT at the lows, right? We can see down here, ES came down. Let's see. On the 1 minute. ES. Oh, no, I guess we don't have. We do have divergence. We had some divergence this morning. Not too much divergence right now between ES and NQ. Still just chopping in this range. But we can see that ES is heading up a little bit higher. Just gotta wait for us to break out. To get out of this chop. Get out of this range. We still haven't broken out of our opening range, right? Which is that first 15-minute candle. Going up to retest VWAP right now. But yeah, this chop right here, not what I want to trade. Not what I'm looking for. Right, so when we see this happen, we're expecting us to kind of do this the whole day. You maybe see one external liquidity run, maybe two. Right, just kind of expecting a range. So we're going back up to the top of that range, going back up to retest that 5-minute bearish breaker. All right, maybe seeing a power of 3 back down. Again, we have to be careful because we see ES pumping. We see YM pumping. All right, we're going back to the top of that opening range here. So let's see what we do once we retest this 5-minute. Okay, so back into that 5-minute. Right now we're looking too strong for me to just want to jump back into the shorts just yet. Okay, but this is where I would want to short from. Is up here in that bearish breaker. But we're looking still too bullish here. Right, we're looking like we're trying to break out of the opening range, so we'll see. Very strong 15-minute bullish candle. All right, but if we can get a strong bounce from this breaker one more time, and we see a power of 3 setting up, we can look to short this back down to the bottom of the range. I like that. That's a good quote right there. We trading more conservative than George W. Bush today. Okay, so we're still sitting above VWAP, but we're seeing a reaction off that 5-minute again. I'm still not trusting it just yet, though. I don't trust it just yet. Seeing YM and ES pushing up so aggressively makes me not trust these shorts just yet. Looks like we're trying to really push through. But again, with this ranging behavior, we're retesting that imbalance. We're retesting that 5 minute. Just waiting to see if we get a strong enough reaction for me to have that conviction to jump into the shorts. Right, you can jump into the shorts from here if you want. Right, we're seeing that strong push back down now. Right, but that's still, like, to me, that's still an aggressive type of trade when we're seeing this trend back up to where we're actually looking like we're trying to break out of that opening range. So to me, it's not enough conviction to jump in the shorts until I see a very strong down close candle from that 5 minute imbalance and from that 5 minute bearish breaker, like what's forming right now. All right, but in silver bullet hour, we're really looking for those fair value gap entries. Right, so we're seeing that drop again. Like I said, the entry from up here, that's what we've been talking about. Still a good entry as of right now. Just wasn't really ready to jump into that. With this type of price action, not really loving jumping into any trades just yet. Well, this could be that manipulation move. We're seeing that strong reaction again, right? So that power of 3, we come up and grab buy side liquidity. It's just the issue is, are we going to see any fall through to the downside? Okay, we're forming a 1 minute bearish for value gap up top. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So we form that 1 minute. 15 minute candle is about to close. Seen another reaction again. Oh yeah. Again, these are the days. These 2 days are the days that I like to call account killers. These are those account killer days. We have to be very careful. Yeah, exactly. Got to be very careful. That's why I said I'm sizing down. I'm going to be trading very conservative. Right? I'm not in any rush to jump into trades. Right? I tested out that one trade in half a lot. Didn't work out. Just waiting for the next good setup. But we got to be very, very, very patient today and tomorrow. This entire week, really, we have to be very careful. Right? These shorts are looking good if you got an entry from up top. Not from the middle of the range. That's not where I'm going to get an entry. So again, another reaction back down. No break out of that opening range. So far we're seeing that range up and down here. Hey, that's fine. You got this, Tony. Just remember, no reason to risk too much money or risk money on days that you're not feeling that conviction. You don't have that confluence in your trades when price action is not the best. Just wait for those A+ setups and that's it. Okay, for my people that are a little more aggressive, that like to take the more aggressive trades. So I'm still trying to give you some call outs here. telling you from that 5 minute, still trying to let you know that's the aggressive entry up here, right? And so far, it's worked out pretty good, but personally, you didn't see me get into it. Yeah, go enjoy your vacation. This week's gonna be a crazy one. Don't stress it. Okay, so we're back down to the bottom of the range. One minute order block formed. Again, I'm not going to get any short entry from down here. Yeah, this week is all about patience. This week is all about understanding market conditions because we're going to see multiple types of market conditions this week. We're going to see the ranging, choppy condition, and we're also going to see the very volatile expansion condition, but also manipulation. So we're going to see pretty much every type of market condition throughout the week. So a great learning opportunity this week. For anybody that hasn't traded an FOMC week before or even watched an FOMC week, we're really gonna break it down. There's still gonna be opportunities. Hopefully, we still see opportunities throughout this type of week. But you have to be very particular with the trades that you're taking. Okay, we see that bounce right back from the bottom of the range, right back up to the top here, or at least back up to VWAP. So far, not the best conditions, but we came in expecting this, right? We came in expecting this type of movement. Okay, so here's pretty much what I'm waiting for. So when we see us in silver bullet hour in these types of conditions, we don't really expect a crazy liquidity run. Sometimes we'll just maybe have one small liquidity run where maybe we'll just come grab this sell side down here. Maybe we'll just come grab this buy side up here. But we don't really see any crazy external liquidity runs, right? At market open, yeah, I was expecting possibly for us to come down and actually break these lows and try to target these lows, but seeing us bounce back up and forth or back up and down, not really expecting that expansion move at all or that liquidity run as of right now until we can break out of that opening range. So this price action looks like we're going to try to break through these highs right now. Again, we haven't been able to do that so far, but it looks like we're trying to break through. I mean, every time we've tried to do this so far, we've bounced back down. But seeing this setup, it looks like this is that point where we're going to try to break through the highs. We'll see if we can do that. Right, and this is one of those days too where you got to take your profit when you have it. Take your profit when it's there. This is not a day where I'm going to be holding on to any positions for a while. I'm going to be scalping. If I'm taking trades, I'm going to be scalping it today. I'm going to take my profit when it's there. Probably not really going to hold on to runners today. Probably just going to, whenever I see that TP level, I'm just going to take out everything. I mean, if you have a strong understanding of that trend, then I don't see an issue with it. Yeah, I've thought about it. I've thought about going over to gold. Um, Something that I'm gonna look more into when we do see this type of stuff for sure. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I agree, and it's something that I have not tested enough just yet or looked at enough, but it's something I'm thinking about. Okay, so we see us pushing out of that opening range. Okay, so now we finally touched above that opening range, so I do expect these longs to step in here. So now we just got to find a good entry. Right, and where are these longs going to go? Well, if they can actually truly break out of this range, they're going to go up for London High and Asia High. We just have to still be conservative and be careful because this could just be a liquidity sweep on the buy side and then we reverse right back down. Okay, but when we see us break out of the opening range like this, I expect these longs to step in and go grab some buy side liquidity like we're seeing right now. Okay, but I'm not going to chase the longs right when we push through. You technically can do that. You could trade that opening range right as we break through, but not really what I'm looking to do. So let's see if we want to come down and test this 1 minute, and if we're actually going to see a follow through to the upside, or if we're just going to reverse right back down. Again, if we do, we still have good reward here. Let's see if we want to respect this level and push up for those highs. Need to see a reaction off this level if I'm going to long. Not going to jump into the longs just to jump in off of a bearish candle when we've taken buy side liquidity, but if we see a strong reaction after breaking out of our opening range, that's when I'm looking for longs. Okay, that's a nice reaction so far. Again, still haven't gotten an entry yet. I have not gotten an entry yet. Still being patient. And this is why. This is why I'm being patient. Right, because we've taken buy side. So we've got to be careful of that move back down. But after seeing us take out those highs and trying to push through that opening range, I do want to see if we're going to try to trade up and take out our London and Asia high. Yep, this is exactly that 1 minute silver bullet for value gap. Just not seeing any reaction off of it just yet. So 5 minute just closed. 5 minutes still closed inside of that bearish breaker. So I still don't love just jumping into the longs right now. Not when we're ranging and we just grab liquidity. I really want to see us continue to break out of that opening range, which I mean, I still think we're going to. Okay, there's that bounce. There's the bounce. We're starting to see a reaction now. Alright, I'm going to test out the longs here, guys. I'm going to test them out half a lot again. Half a lot again. I'm just going to test them out. Let's see if we can push up to grab at least a little bit of liquidity. Where did my entry end up at? 23.25. Right, so I'm waiting for reaction, so my entries are going to be higher. But again, we can still have a good stop loss, like a 30 tick stop loss here. 19.15.75. And so just half a lot. Again, looking to just catch it up to these highs. Right, we've grabbed liquidity, so I'm just being careful of. I'm only going to risk 30 ticks here. I don't want to risk any more than that. I mean, you could technically risk a little more if you wanted to put your stop below VWAP or around VWAP, like 55 ticks, but I'm not willing to put more risk right now. I want to see us just at least try to push up to these highs, possibly up to London high. At least get one type of silver bullet move here and just take my profit when it's there. Again, still trading light, still on half a lot. We're not seeing any displacement of this high so far. But we have broken out of that opening range. We have that silver bullet set up. We respected our 1 minute fair value gap. So only risking 30 ticks with half a lot for me is not bad risk whatsoever. And even if I only keep half a lot in and catch 82 ticks, that's fine. All right, make up for that loss from earlier. Just close my position. Even if I can't add into a full, I don't really mind. Like I said, not trying to go in heavy here. And we can see this is exactly why. Just up and down, choppy price action. Let's see if we can get that breakthrough here. Again, we look at the 15-minute time frame, we can see we've broken out of the opening range. It looks like we're at least trying to go target these highs here at the least. Target these highs. And there we go. Again, if you guys added into a full, you can look to take a 1-to-1, which would be 30 ticks. You could look to catch a 2-to-1, which would be 60 ticks. Right? You could look to take TP up at 65 ticks up at this high. Right? I might even think about just taking out my full profit just up at this high up here. Again, if we pump again, you know, I'll probably end up just moving my stop loss to break even and just making this a risk-free trade. Right, just because we're seeing us try to push through, but we're not really seeing real displacement. We did displace this 1 minute order block, which is good. So let's see how many ticks we've hit so far. 45 ticks so far, so above a 1-to-1. Right, not bad. Not bad so far. Right, I honestly am thinking about just moving my stop to break even here in a second. And just making it a risk-free trade. Right, you could sell at like 50 ticks and make all your losses back. I just moved my stop to break even there. I just moved my stop to break even, risk-free trade here. Right, just kind of looking to make back those losses from that first trade here. Yeah, it didn't add into a full, so it's not like I'm really going to catch a lot of profit on this one. Just want to hold it through to this liquidity grab. You know, either sell at this high, depending on how aggressive we move through, possibly this high. But again, risk-free trade. My stop's at break even. You can take profit. We've almost hit a 2-to-1 here. We've almost hit 60 ticks. There's that 2-to-1. I'm still holding right now. We've taken that first TP. I'm going to move my stop far into profit now. I move my stop all the way to 32.75, guys. So 32.75. Just because we hit that liquidity level, and I'm going to see if we want to go up. That's my stop loss. Okay. Let's see if we want to go up and take up that high. Again, you could have sold everything at this break of this high. But seeing that reaction, I'm good to just kind of move my stop all the way below this candle right here. And if we grab it, we grab it. I wanted to see if we were going to take London high. Alright, but either way, you should make your losses back here. So we see that we grabbed that liquidity and then we came right back down. So just be aware, that's why I moved my stop loss up all the way up here. Okay, if we can make one more pump, I'll just sell everything at this next high, or maybe even move my stop all the way up and see if we're going to go target Asia high. But I'm not going to be too greedy here. I'm going to move my stop up a little bit more. Just move my stop up to 33.50. There we go. All right, so let's see. I'm probably just going to sell everything up here, guys. All right, I just sold everything there. Just sold everything there. I'm out. Not looking to hold on to this one any longer. So, again, just made my losses back there. Obviously, I didn't add into a full. So that was a solid trade, though. Solid trade. For this type of condition, we actually got to catch a little bit of a breakout. 81 ticks. And that's all I was looking to do there, was just cover my losses from the first trade and get a little bit on top. So I'm happy with that one. You could obviously still hold this trade if you want. You could hold it all the way to Asia high if that's what you're looking to do. That's that next liquidity level. I'm not looking to hold a trade that long today. I'm really just looking to get in and get out. Just do some scalping. So, yeah, I mean, you should be up at least around 30 ticks on the day, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but it's better than being down 30 ticks. So, good trade there. We waited for that breakout of the opening range. Look at that breakout of the opening range. Strong bullish candle on the 15. We wait for that 1 minute fair value gap silver bullet to form. We take that trade once we react off of that fair value gap. Catch 80 ticks. We take out that liquidity level here. Let's see if we're going to go target London high still. I still want to see us target London high. I still want to see us target that London high. Let's see if we do it. I think we're going to. But again, we have to be careful of pullback. Whenever we take out a liquidity level, you have to at least take out some profit if you did add into a full. Alright, so is everybody... I'm not seeing a lot of messages here. Did everybody get out of that trade? Is anybody still holding it? Again, guys, like I said, I'm taking profit when profit is there. Okay, got out. Out. I'm out. Alright, so it seems like everybody's really taking profit. That's good. Alright, these are the conditions. You want to just take your profit when it's there. Obviously, we might still run up to that Asia high, London high, Asia high, but I'm not willing to wait for that to happen today. And this is why, right? Every time we take out a liquidity level, we have to expect that pullback. Okay, but that's one of the other things I like to trade, guys, is that opening range breakout. Okay, so that first 15 minute candle is that opening range. Once we break out of that on either side, and now we're looking for that continuation of that move to that liquidity level during silver bullet. Alright, so we're able to catch that continuation move. 80 ticks. Boom, get in, get out. Get in, get out. So, yeah, we took out this buy side level. Still haven't taken out London high. If we go and take out London high or Asia high, I'm expecting a reversal right back down. So I'll look to be catching the shorts back down if we can take out one of those external levels. Alright, like I said, trading conservative today. Obviously, like, getting in half a lot, and then this trade happens, you're like, most people would say, I wish I was in full lot. I should have gotten full lot. But I wasn't ready to add into a full lot into that trade, guys. I just wasn't ready for that. With our type of ranging market, seeing the possibility of us coming right back down, even though I really like that trade setup, still wasn't going to add into a full. Okay, so we came right back down to the bottom, created this new 1 minute range. Let's see if we want to go target that London high, Asia high, and then get that reversal back down. We can basically assume today that every time we go grab an external level or any kind of liquidity level that we're going to see a retracement or a reversal in the market. Okay, so we're moving up for that London high now. Yeah, that order block here, fair value gap down below, still acting as support because that's our new range that we just created on the 1 minute. So now we're taking out London high. Oh, this OB right here. Yeah, I wouldn't trust this one as much unless you have to displace the previous OB, right? So we have to see displacement of it. But again, after taking out external liquidity levels, I'm not going to be looking to long anymore, just depending on our price action. But if we come up and sweep these levels and come back down, I'm going to be looking to short back down to the bottom of the range. Okay, so strong 15-minute candles so far. And let's say even if we do want to pump all the way up here, I'd be expecting us to react back off that hourly and bounce back down. So either way, I'm going to look for the shorts to come back in if we take out this Asia or London high, or our Asia high. We took out our London high already. This fair value gap down below is still valid. It could still get reacted off of. So it's valid until we actually close below it. But if we sweep the external level, external highs, I'm not really going to be expecting us to continue to move up. But right now we still have that 1 minute bullish trend. We swept one external high at London high, right, which is that target that I was talking about before. But this is why I sold up here, guys, because we saw us take out one level of liquidity, and we started to see us reverse or retrace. So I just decided to get out and not let it come all the way back down and stop me out, which it would have. It would have stopped me out at break even. So I just sold up here for profit, right? And then it made that run up for London high. So at least we're seeing an actual silver bullet move today. That's nice. At least we're able to catch that silver bullet move. Wasn't really sure if we were going to see that. Okay, so we have that 1 minute fair value gap here. After displacement, you would expect a continuation up to Asia high, but we just swept another external level, so we'll see if we're going to get that continuation up. Remember, we still have this hourly imbalance up top. Something to keep our eye on here. Yeah, this is something to pay attention to, though, guys, is that opening range. That opening range is something to pay attention to. Whenever we break out of that opening range to either side, we expect a continuation to that side, possibly up to, those liquidity targets, like our London high, like our Asia high. So for me personally, because of that, on that first trade, I had my stop loss at 50 ticks, and then it didn't get filled exactly where I thought it was going to get filled, because of those trade evade issues. So I was down a little bit more than I wanted to be, not much, but this trade made it back, and now I'm a little bit above break even, right? So 2 trades with half a lot. Again, we're respecting this 1 minute bullish fair value gap. I'm not going to be looking to long from up here. But in silver bullet, this is when you would be thinking about another long entry, but not really at the top of the range. I'm not looking to long right now. Not after taking London high. Yeah, I mean, guys, this week, if you let's say that you end up break even on the week, you should not be upset about that. Um, we obviously want to end green every single week, but just being smart and keeping that risk management as your number one priority, that's the key for this week. All right, guys, I typically trade 4 minis as my full lot. This week, you're gonna like today 2 minis is my full lot, so I'm trading half of my full position. Right, and today I went in half, so I only went in 1 mini per trade. I'm keeping it very light this week. There might be certain times where I want to add into a heavier position. If that type of price action is offered, you will see me go in a little bit heavier. But my plan this week is to go in very light. I don't care if I miss out on profit because of it, because I'd rather keep my losses small to be able to hold on to those trades or to catch those good wins. Now, what you could do is, I mean, if you're gonna keep very tight risk, right? Like if you're gonna keep 30 tick stop losses, you could still play heavier if you wanted to. But that's just not really what I'm trying to do this week. Okay, so we'll see if we get any good price action. Kind of just waiting to see if we're gonna go take out that Asia high or not, and then look for the reversal. Pretty much what I'm waiting for here. Yeah, I'm still looking for other setups. We can see we came up and grabbed London high. We're coming back down. What I wanted to see was us come and try to grab Asia high and then look for that reversal. So far, not happening. All right, and this is why liquidity levels are so key to pay attention to, because you see this bullish trend and you see this strong up close candle here. We see displacement of the highs, and then what happens? We come right back down. Well, it's because we just took out an external high. It's because we're in a ranging day, right? So you have to be aware of our conditions. On a typical day where we have expansion, we're expecting this one to continue, right? And continue up to that Asia high, or continue that trend, which we still could do today, but every time we take out one of those levels, you got to expect a strong pullback. Like we're seeing here, right? We pull back to the bottom, and then, we might see us go back up to Asia high here. So don't get caught up trading the middle of the range. Please don't get caught up trying to long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. You just keep going back and forth, going back and forth. Every time you do that, you're gonna blow your account. Pretty much every time. I've tried to do that in the past, guys. Right, where I wasn't confident in I didn't have conviction. I didn't know what I was doing. And every time I would see this kind of price action, I would get so impatient that I would just try to long and then short and then long and then short every time the candle flipped on the 1 minute. Every time the candle was bullish, I would long. Every time it goes bearish, I would short. And every time, maybe I got lucky a few times and actually caught some kind of breakout, but pretty much every time I would blow an account or I would lose a bunch of money. So try to stay away from that. These are the type of days where it really is tempting to just try to get in a bunch of trades. And I'm telling you, you're not going to be happy at the end of the day if you're doing that. So far, we've only taken 2 trades in half a lot. At least me personally. I've only taken 2 trades. Right, there's only been 2 setups that I really wanted to take. One didn't work out, one worked out. So I'll look for another one. But if there's no setup, you're not going to see me trade. If I end the day around break even, I'm okay with that. I'm not, I don't care about the profit, guys. I'm not worried about how much I'm making. I'm only worried about taking good setups because the money will be a byproduct of those setups. If you can focus on just taking those A+ setups, the money will follow. If you're just focused on the money, you're not going to be taking those A+ setups. You're going to be taking bad setups. Because you're going to watch that profit go up and down, and you're going to get emotional. It's going to take over. You're not going to be rational. So, I would even advise sometimes to just try to literally not look at your profit at all during a trade. Just understand what it should be around. Just focus on your tick amount. Focus on your risk management. Focus on how many ticks am I risking? How many dollars per tick is it going to be? But just don't look at that profit. Don't look at the profit. Just let the trade play out. Take your profit, at your levels. Keep your stop loss where it is. The more you start staring at that number going up and down, the more emotional you're going to get. And then you're going to start letting those emotions make the decisions for you. All right, so we're seeing us go up for that Asia high now. Going up for that Asia high. All right, so now once we take out that Asia high, I'm waiting for a reversal. Yeah, exactly. Smart money loves to take your account in the chop. Exactly. They love it. They love it. All the retail traders just going crazy, thinking they can win against the market by trading like that. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. If you want to beat the market, you got to keep your edge. And you got to only trade with that edge. Don't go against it. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. All right, so we just took out Asia high. So now let's see if we're going to get some kind of reversal. That's that full silver bullet move. All right, so we just finished the silver bullet move. Now I'm expecting shorts to come back in. Right, and to come all the way back down. All the way back down to the bottom. Come back down to VWAP. Maybe even lower. I'm not going to just jump into the shorts from up here right now. But I am going to start looking for short opportunities here. Okay, we can see every time we take out a key liquidity level, we get that pullback. We'll see if price wants to go up into that hourly imbalance above. Maybe we want to target the hourly imbalance before coming back down. That's why you're not going to just see me jump into the short right after taking that level. But now I'm starting to look for some short opportunities here. Okay, let's look at a daily time frame. So we can see the daily traded back into that imbalance. And we're pumping back up. But I don't expect this to be an expansion day. So I don't expect us to head all the way up to all-time highs today, guys. That's not what I'm expecting to happen. If that does happen, I would be very surprised. On a no news Monday, if we see an expansion day, I would be very, very, very surprised. All right, so maybe we're going to go target the hourly imbalance. Let's see if we're even going to move up that high. So we've taken out the Asia high now, London high, and we have a few more liquidity levels up top going up to the hourly. I just really don't expect us to move up too much. So we'll see. I mean, our trend is still bullish right now. We're still making higher highs and higher lows. But up here is not where I'm looking to long. Not after taking out external buy side. This is where I'm looking to short. But like I said, doesn't mean I'm just going to jump in the shorts right after taking that external level. I still want to see some type of confirmation, conviction that the shorts are going to step in. YM is really heading down right now. The VIX is still kind of just not really making any crazy moves. Man, we're still trending up. Still trending up right now. We're almost done with Silver Bullet Hour. Got about 7 minutes left. So, we're moving farther up than I expected. Still not super far away from that Asia high. We have these highs up here we might be targeting. Let's look over here at ES. ES still has not even taken out our London high. So ES is way behind over here. So a lot of SMT at the highs right now. So we're still slowly trending up. Let's see if we're going to grab this liquidity level here. Maybe touch into that hourly imbalance. All right, then basically what I'm looking to do, if we're going to go grab that liquidity or bounce off that hourly, is look to just short it all the way back down. You know, back down to the, we'll figure out what that range is. We'll find where that equilibrium of that range is and look to short it all the way back down to the discount of that range. All right, so more like a 5 or a 15-minute range. So from this swing low to if we can form a swing high up here, back down to the middle. I mean, let's say you did get in the shorts off of this liquidity sweep. So far, you could still be in this trade even with like a 35 tick stop. We haven't really moved up much at all. Again, that's not, I don't look to just jump in the shorts right off of that liquidity sweep. I still want to wait for some kind of reaction or reversal pattern that forms. But so far, we've moved up about 35 ticks from Asia high. So we're not moving much. But still waiting, still not looking to just rush into an entry, guys. Look at all the sell side liquidity we've now created with these lows. Swing low, swing low, swing low, swing low. Bunch of lows down here. But it is nice seeing that we actually had a run on external liquidity, because typically on No News Mondays, we don't even see that happen. Typically, we'll just see us range all day in that opening range, and then maybe at the end of the day go for one liquidity run. So at least we're seeing something. At least we're able to catch some of that move. So I'm happy about that. Okay, now we've grabbed that next liquidity level. We got 3 minutes left on this hourly candle. Really just waiting to see us break trend. And just looking for the shorts back down. Right? I'm not going to. There's a lot of traders that will try to just guess the top every time. And yeah, you can kind of assume when we're going to reverse based off those levels, those external levels of liquidity. But I'm still not a person or a trader that's going to just try to guess the top and jump into the shorts right when we grab that level. Because I still want to see us react back to the other way or form a reversal pattern. Right? I still need conviction in that trade. And as you can see so far, if we would have jumped in right off that liquidity grab, we'd be stopped out by now, or at least close to being stopped out. Yeah, I'd be stopped out at this point. All right, that's why I just wait for my confirmations. This hourly candle is going to close very strong. Very strong hourly candle here. All right, more than I expected today. So we're going up. Wow, look at that push. This is a lot more of a move than I expected. So we're able to grab a little piece of it. At least we're involved a little bit in it. So now we touched into that hourly imbalance. Pretty much grabbed all of our buy side liquidity except for this one right here. Right here. And that next level we don't really see up until all-time highs. Which I do not expect us to go to all-time highs today. I would be very surprised if we do. If we went to all-time highs on a No News Monday, I would be very surprised. So I'm not expecting that to happen. You can see ES is still failing to go take out London High or Asia High. YM is now really dropping here. Yeah, I'm going to start looking into the Dow a little bit more. Because seeing the way the Dow is moving today, like you said, Chosky, I'm definitely going to look into it a little more. Man, we just keep pumping. Alright, so that new hour just started. Okay, let's see if this is just going to be that initial move, creating our hourly wick to the upside. See if we start to get a reaction back down. Again, right now, we're not really stopping. Not really stopping. I really wasn't looking to hold on to the longs up here, guys. It's not that type of day. So this is out of, this move right now is a little bit out of character for a No News Monday. Really just waiting for that reversal. Waiting for us to break that trend. All right, waiting for us to form that swing high up here on the 5-minute or the 15-minute. Right, then what we would do, let's say this is our swing high up here. We'd use that fib. The swing high to the swing low. And this is our 0.5 level. I would be expecting us to trade back down into a discount, back into that level. All right, we can see right here, right around where our entry was, our original entry. Okay, but with this strong bullish trend that we formed, I need to see some break of structure. I need to see something clear to get in the shorts. I do like that we started this hourly candle up. I just need to see us form that wick and start to head down. Because we got strong displacement here on the 5 and the 15. And the hourly. But I'm expecting some kind of pullback. I'm not expecting us to keep this bullish trend forever here. All right, so looking to come back down into a discount of that dealing range. So far, we're not wanting to break trend. Pretty much just waiting for us to break that trend. Waiting for us to start disrespecting some of these bullish levels. So right now the VIX on a 30-minute time frame, it's still bearish. We're in a big gap on the VIX as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we try to come down and fill that gap. All right, we're stalling up here. So I'm really just waiting for this kind of movement for us to stall and then for us to start to drop. All right, form these long wicks up top. Form that swing high. All right, form that swing high up here in Q on the 5-minute. All right, we just swept that liquidity level up here. So we've swept all of our buy side liquidity all the way until that, pretty much all the way until those all-time highs. So this is now when I'm expecting a reversal. We're getting closer to London close, to lunchtime. This is when I'm expecting that reversal to step in. Okay, got to see us push through that 5-minute bullish imbalance here. We're seeing us react off of it. Man, strong reaction off that 5-minute imbalance there. But like up here, guys, I'm not looking to long up here. This is not the point where I'm looking to long. Down here, that's where I was looking to long. All right, this was a good level to long at, up to those key levels of liquidity. All the way up here, when we don't have any more liquidity levels up top until all-time highs, I'm not looking to long anymore. So let's see if we can start to displace these levels below us. Start to make some lower lows, lower highs. All right, we still have all the SMT at the highs. So the only thing that I would be the reason why we're still heading up is because ES is still trying to go target those highs. So that's really the only reason I could see NQ still, why NQ is still moving up. Maybe we're just trying to allow ES to go grab those highs first. Alright, besides that, I don't really expect too much continuation up. Yeah, but right now, not really any setups for me just yet. I mean, everybody should be in the green as of right now, unless you have been over trading and not taking good trades. Yeah, I mean this is craziness right now. The fact that we're still trying to pump. We can see ES inching closer to that London high and Asia high. Alright, like I said though, I know we're still in this bullish trend, but I'm not looking to long up here. When we're in an hourly imbalance, we don't have any more liquidity levels to target. All the way up there. I mean, if you've been holding the longs for a while, you'd be chilling right now until ES takes out the London high and Asia high. That's if you're still like say you're still holding longs right now. Some of you might be. That's when I would start looking to sell. Would be right when ES takes those highs up here. Yeah, I mean we just can get this continuation of this bullish trend. All right, a lot more than expected. Yeah, I mean, respecting that 5-minute bullish imbalance, still moving up. Okay, no, don't get FOMO if you're not in these longs. I'm not in them. I'm not getting FOMO. That's not the trade I was looking for. All right, we're still in the green. Don't let FOMO hit you. Don't overtrade. If you want to keep trading that trend, you can keep trading that bullish trend. So far, it's working out. So far, it is working out pretty good. Alright, but just because we keep pumping doesn't mean I'm just going to try to jump into every single trade. Alright, another 1 minute for value gap here. Let's see if price still wants to respect it and continue heading up. If we come down and sweep this low, that would be that bearish breaker where I would be looking to short. Alright, if we can sweep this low, that's when I'm looking to short. Right, so this down close candle right here on the 1 minute would be that bearish breaker block. That's only if we can come down and displace it. Alright, then I would use my Fibonacci from this low to this high. Alright, and those are those take profit levels I'd be looking for. Look how they line up. At the low, the fair value gap at the lows back into that 50%, back into that discount. So I'm surprised that ES still hasn't taken out that London high. I thought that move was going to go take it out. So we finally disrespect a bullish fair value gap. We haven't done that in a while. That's when I start, getting more conviction in the shorts. I'm just waiting for that reversal pattern to form here. If we can't form a reversal pattern, I'm not going to look to short. Let's see if we want to respect our bearish fair value gap here, if we're just going to close right above it. Okay, we're heading down. We're heading down. So I'm just waiting for us to displace this low, create that bearish reversal pattern, look for us to test it, look for the shorts, right? So I'm looking to get in down here. And look, we can keep our stop above that bearish breaker and still have a 35 tick stop, right? And then we have to look at what are our take profit levels. Well, we could swing it all the way down to that discount, for 130 ticks. But obviously today I'm going to look to take my profit when it's there. So that first TP at this low is around 50. Second TP around this fair value gap around 86 ticks. And then down into a discount, we could look to hold down to this low, right? 100 plus ticks. So just try to always be setting up that trade before you get into it, understanding where your stop loss is going to be, where your take profit levels are going to be, why you're getting an entry. Don't just get an entry to get an entry. You have to have conviction. You have to understand every single entry you're getting into. You have to be able to defend yourself. Defend your reasoning. Right? Almost kind of think of it like you're a lawyer, right? And someone, you have to tell a judge, you have to argue to a judge why the person you're defending is innocent, right? Something like along those lines, to where every trade you make, you have to be able to defend that reason for getting in that trade. If you can't defend that reason, you should not be in the trade. Right? If you cannot convince someone of why you got in a trade, then why are you in the trade? Hey, there we go. Law student. Hey, good stuff. I personally don't think I could ever do that. I am very impressed by anybody that's able to go to law school. It's just not something that I don't think I'd be very good at it. I don't think I'd be very good at it. Plus, I don't really like school very much, and that's pretty much that's like a lot of school. And I also don't really like arguing. So I think those are some of the main reasons why I wouldn't want to be a lawyer. If you don't like to argue, you probably shouldn't be a lawyer. But props to you. No, I am very impressed by anybody that can go to law school, like that is trying to become a lawyer or that is a lawyer. It's just not for me. But again, going back to that, just if you are in a trade and you cannot find a reason and you don't have at least 2 convictions for being in that trade, then you should not be in the trade. And that's it. That's like 100% you should not be in that trade. And that's why journaling or having someone to hold you accountable is so important. If you can keep a journal, and every trade you get into, you're able to write down why you got in a trade, and then how you were feeling during that trade, whether it worked out or whether it didn't work out. It's going to help so much. But if you're not keeping track, or you don't have someone to help you, hold you accountable, and you're just getting in trades with no accountability, with no reasoning, you should not be in those trades. So try to think of it like that. Every trade you get into, try to think of it as, can I argue this? If someone were to ask me, why am I in this trade? Could I come up with at least 2 to 3 good reasons for being in this trade? If I can't, well, that's a good ground, right, for not being in that trade. Okay, so we made a lower high. Let's see if we can make lower lows. Right, it's kind of a head and shoulders pattern here, reversal pattern. So because London high, technically the London session is still going until 11:30 Eastern. But what I mark out is our London session kill zone, which is from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern. So it's not the full London session, because right now London session is still going. So technically this would be the ultimate London high right here. But I'm just looking at that kill zone for that session, because that's when the most liquidity is going on. That's when the most volume during London session is. That's when the most volume is happening. So that's why. Yeah, no problem. All right, so we have made a lower high. We made a lower low. I'm just waiting for us to displace this level to complete that bearish breaker pattern on the 1 minute. And see if we're going to get that London time, that London close reversal here. Catch it back down to a discount. Right, all the way back down to like 19.02975. Well, technically we have a new high. So actually, let's re-evaluate that here. So technically, the range is going to be up here. So that new 50% is going to be 19.03475. So pretty much all I'm waiting for here, guys, is for us to close below this low, create that bearish breaker, and look for shorts. We finally made lower highs. We finally made a lower low. So now I just want to see us get that reversal pattern and look to get in the shorts. Alright, I'm not really looking to get in the shorts up here until I can get that confirmation that we're really trying to move lower. I'm not just going to jump in the shorts just because I want to guess the top and I really think this is going to be the top. Right, I have my conviction that this is going to be the top. Doesn't mean I'm just going to jump in. I'm still waiting for us to get that break of structure, that market structure shift here. Create that bearish breaker. Test that bearish breaker. Get in the shorts. Keep my stop above the breaker. Look to take profit here and here. And then boom, call it a day. Or at least call it a day for this session. So that's my plan right now. We'll see if it comes to fruition, if we're gonna drop, or if we're just gonna continue to try to range up. Alright, but this is the first time in a while, all the way since down here. Even here, no, this is the first time we've made lower lows and lower highs on this trend. We've only made higher highs and higher lows. So this is the first time we've actually made lower lows and lower highs. But we're seeing that we're not getting any kind of fall through to the downside just yet. Looks like ES is still trying to grab that London high. It's getting really close. Let's see what this 5 minute. Let's see how that 5 minute just closed. So 5 minute close pretty bearish. Right, strong full body close down. But still no continuation down yet. So I do think that if we're still failing to move down, I think that once ES takes out London high and maybe Asia high is when we're going to see that reversal happen. We're 9 minutes away from London close. So time and price are starting to align. So this is when we would expect that reversal or that strong retracement move in the market. Remember, you always want to see time and price aligning. That's why I'm so adamant about talking about that silver bullet time frame. Okay, because so often we see us making that move where price is going for a certain level during that time. So time and price are directly correlated to our moves in the market. London close is correlated to a reversal. It doesn't mean it happens every single day, but we see it happen pretty often. Okay, once we've taken out key buy-side liquidity levels, we're getting closer to that reversal time. That's when we're expecting it. Again, we're not seeing it just yet, so I'm not looking to jump in. But now we've seen ES take out London high. All right, this is what I was saying. Once ES takes out these levels, that's when I'm really looking for that reversal to step in. Let's say we do come down and we create that bearish breaker. You get an entry all the way at the bottom. Say you want to keep a tight stop, 30 tick stop. You could look for a 2-to-1. You could look to take first TP at 60 ticks. Right? Keep that 2-to-1 risk reward. You could look to take a little bit less than a 2-to-1 at this low. Still above a 1-to-1, 45 ticks. Right? I'll be looking to take probably just below a 2-to-1 around 50 ticks at this low here at that first standard deviation. Again, we're still moving up because ES is still trying to grab Asia high right now. So we'll see what happens here. Still just waiting. Strong bullish 5-minute candle. Alright, so patience is key. If we don't see any setup, I won't take a trade. Well, in the day, a little bit in the green, not much. Still in the green. Alright, so ES is getting closer to that high. Still hasn't taken it. But it is nice that we actually got to see a real move in the market, and we got to be a part of some of it. We got to be a part of some of that move. Like I was saying earlier, I wasn't expecting this full move to continue. I really was not. I mean, on a no news Monday, my expectation is maybe one liquidity grab and then an instant reversal after that. Today, we wanted to really, really, really move up. It's not like we've moved up a ton of points, but for a Monday, we've moved up a lot. Yes, 2 trades. So one was a 50 tick loss with half a lot, and one was an 80 tick win with half a lot. Like I said, my first trade didn't get filled where it was supposed to, or didn't get stopped where it was supposed to because of that issue with Trade Evade. So I lost a little bit more than I wanted to because of that, but still made it all back with that last trade. So again, I'll probably hit up Trade Evade. Yeah, I'll probably hit up Trade Evade and show them the issue. Okay, so ES just touched that Asia high. Let's see it sweep the Asia high here. 4 minutes until London close. We're still seeing NQ moving up. Man, ES got so close. Look how close ES got to actually taking out that high. Still didn't do it. This is how I'm dealing with it. I'm just staying out. I'm just staying out. If I'm expecting a reversal in the market, we keep pumping. But we're in a higher time frame bearish imbalance. We've taken out all of our key buy-side liquidity levels. I'm not going to jump into a trade. Even if I'm missing out on some of these longs, I don't care. I'm not going to look to take the longs right now. Alright, so now ES has taken out Asia High. So both NQ and ES have taken out those key external liquidity levels. NQ is still ranging up. So, I mean, we might not see that reversal happen anytime soon. We'll see. This is when I would want to see that reversal come in, would be right now. So we just tested that. 50% of that hourly imbalance. ES just swept those levels. This is when I'd want to see it happen. If it doesn't happen now, I'll probably just stay out of the market and give it some time, and maybe we'll look for another setup a little bit later on. Again, if I don't have any trade setups, I won't trade. Right, just because the last 2 weeks haven't been the best trading weeks doesn't mean that I'm just trying to make back any losses or I'm trying to just win just to win. Guys, all I'm focused on in terms of trading is just the long run. That's it. That's all I care about. Is just steady consistency. So just because like last week was a break-even week or the week before that was a losing week doesn't mean that this week I'm just trying to make it all back just to make it back. No, I'm just trying to keep that consistency, continue to trade the right way, and focus on the long term, right? That's why I'm trading. I'm not trading. I've never, maybe at the start I was trying to get rich quick, right? Maybe that was the focus. Because that's everybody's focus right when they start trading is they think they're going to get rich quick. They think they're just going to make it big. They're going to make thousands and thousands of dollars. But no, that's not how trading is supposed to be. You put in the time, you put in the work. You trade consistently with a good strategy. You focus on your psychology. And then the money will start to follow. And it's each week, if I can continue to get better, that's what it's all about. It's every single week is getting 1% better. Every single day is getting 1% better. Keeping that consistency. This pump is crazy, guys. Just not expecting this. This is probably the most movement in one direction I've seen on a No News Monday in a long time. Okay, so we just closed on the 30, we closed on the 15, closed on the 5. So yeah, I mean, we continue to move up. Continue to move up. We just got that London close. All right, and let's look. I'll show you what I'm talking about in terms of liquidity. All right, that next liquidity level isn't until all-time highs, which today I was really not expecting us to go. I was not expecting us to go all the way up. All right, we did talk about the long stepping in today, and that we're still long biased overall, but not really trying to see us really expand all the way up, which right now we're really doing. So yeah, I mean, all I'm waiting for right now especially since we're at London close now, is just waiting. I'm still waiting for that reversal. Okay, if it doesn't come in like the next 10 minutes, we can take a break. We can learn, we can take a break. I'll still look for setups for us. I'll take a quick break, eat some food, come back, and kind of see where our market's at. But yeah, no, never try to fight the trend. Right? That's why you haven't seen me take any shorts at all. But I've just been kind of waiting to see if we're going to break the trend. And that's why I said it's not good to guess the top. You never want to just guess the top and try to short. No, that's why we always wait for a market structure shift or wait for a break of structure before jumping into any short or any reversal. As long as the trend is bullish, I'm never going to be trying to short it. I'm only going to try to long it. But again, once we got up to this level, I wasn't really looking to continue in the longs. Sometimes it's going to happen. Sometimes we're going to continue to expand when we don't expect it. It is what it is. Doesn't mean I'm just going to try to chase or jump into another trade. I'm still just going to be patient here. And like I said, if we don't see any setups in the next 7 minutes, I'm just going to take a break. And then I'll come back around that lunchtime macro, right? So around 9:10, 9:20 is when I'm really looking for a lunchtime expansion move or a lunchtime move, maybe that reversal to step in. If we don't see any setups there, I still won't take a trade. But if there's something there, I'll call it out. So we'll give this one at least until 11:40. But yeah, Kia trades, it's such a good point. Just don't try to fight the trend. And by me saying I'm looking for a reversal, doesn't mean I'm trying to fight the trend, guys. It just means that I'm expecting a reversal. But you don't see me hopping into any trades. Just because I'm expecting a reversal doesn't mean I'm jumping into a trade. You still have to wait for that confirmation. Still got to wait for that reversal pattern. But as long as we're trending bullish and as long as we're not breaking that trend, you're not going to see me jump into shorts. No other trades since that last winning trade. We've only taken 2 trades today. All right. Again, guys, I really only look for about 2 to 3 trades a day. And then prop firm session is different because we're trading different account or different accounts. But typically, I'm looking for around 2 to 3 trades a day. Sometimes I'll take maybe a few more than that, depending on what we're looking like, depending on where my account's at. But I try to keep it around 2 to 3. I don't like to take a ton of trades. Because that's when you get into that danger zone. It's that whole, you guys hear me talk about it a lot, but it's just that whole over-trading thing. It's that whole letting your emotions take control. It's that forcing setups that aren't actually there. And that's why I have that rule for myself. And I've had this rule for a long time. If I can just focus on 2 to 3 A+ setups a day, that's perfect for me. Don't need more than that. Let's say like we take 2 to 3 trades and we're still at break even and there's still one more really good setup. Doesn't mean I'm not going to take that. I'll still look to take that trade. But if I'm 2 to 3 trades and maybe I've hit my daily profit goal, or we're in the green a lot, or we've already hit our max limit, our loss limit, I'm done trading. I'm not going to keep trading that account. So it just depends on the scenario. Because what happens is, let's say you're in the green. Say you're in the green $1,000 on the day. You've taken 3 trades. Maybe you had 1 loss, 2 wins. You're feeling great. And then all of a sudden, you see another setup. You take it, it doesn't work. Okay, you lost $300. Now you're down to 700. You're like, oh, well, I need to make that 300 back to get back to 1,000. Take another trade. You lose another $300. Okay, now you're down to 400. right? So you just lost over 50% of your profits because you got a little bit greedy and you wanted to keep adding on when you could have just walked away with $1,000 in profit. At the end of the day, guys, who else is making $1,000 a day? Not a lot of people. Not a lot of people are making $500 a day, right? You got to think about it that way. And that's why I hate the whole comparing yourself to others and focusing on everybody's social media, is because you see other people making 5 grand, 10 grand a day, and you're like, I just want that to be me. That's not right now. And until you can have that amount of capital to be able to risk that much money, like, you got to think about, man, the typical American, typical person, if you're working at a 9 to 5, you're, making a few $100 maybe a day, just depending on your job, depending on your salary. Guys, the potential with trading is insane. Like, if you can actually remember and focus on that risk management and focus on the fact that if you make a few $100, you make $300 to $500 a day, you're already way above the average income in America. Just think about it that way. You don't have to make thousands. Not until you can actually have the capital to risk that much. You don't have to. Just try to focus, like, just think about it that way, guys. Like, a few $100, you're outperforming most of the US in terms of income. And you're only doing it in a few hours' time. Maybe you're only doing it in 30 minutes' time. Well, most of us in the world are working 8-hour shifts, a few $100. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying anything bad about that whatsoever. But you have to think about it in those terms of the potential for what trading could be. And if you don't respect it, and if you don't respect those profits that you're making, you start to get greedy. You start to lose sight of really what you're trying to do. Right? So, like, that's the potential for trading is insane. There's not a lot of things like it. But if you get so caught up on trying to make thousands every single day, it's going to be really hard to make that work. Yeah, and that's what I mean is, Tony, if you can, like, that's what I was saying earlier, is if you have to be able to defend every single trade you take. If you can't do that, just try your best to stay out of that market. Try your best to not take a trade. Get a journal. Like, if you don't have a journal already, you should get one. So every time you take a trade, try to, write a little bit or type a little bit about why you took that trade. What was your conviction? And the more you start practicing that discipline, the easier it's going to start to become. Maybe you have someone that can hold you accountable, right? This is always a good option too. And this is what I've done in the past, is I would have a friend, I have a good friend, and he would basically call me after every trading day, and we still talk every day about my trading. And he'll say, okay, how did you do? This was more in the past, but he would basically hold me accountable to make sure that I'm trading the right way, I'm taking the right trades, I'm not going and blowing account after account after account, I'm keeping my profit when it's there, right? So having someone else to hold you accountable, it can be very helpful as well, until you can really get that accountability for yourself, right? So maybe start thinking, okay, if I have a friend or a family member or something that I can talk to about this, after every trading day, I should be able to defend every trade I got into with them. I should be able to say, hey, this is the trade I took. And they don't have to know a lot about trading. It can just be some kind of accountability. Hey, I lost this much today and this is why. Hey, I made this much today and I was able to keep it. Or hey, I was up $500 and I lost it all, and this is why I lost it. Just keep that constant accountability. I'm telling you, it'll take you far. But if you just keep trading blindly, no accountability for yourself, like, how are you going to fix it? How are you going to fix it? Yeah, we've taken 2 trades so far. So our first trade was a loss at 50 ticks with half a lot. Our second trade for me was a win with 80 ticks and half a lot. So we made our loss back. Besides that, I haven't wanted to jump back in the longs because of us being in the higher time frame bearish imbalance, because of us taking out our external buy side liquidity levels. Just been waiting to see if we're going to get some type of reversal. We haven't gotten that yet, so I'm not really rushing to jump into another trade right now. Right, and like I was saying earlier, you can keep trading this bullish trend. You don't have to be waiting for the shorts. If you guys want to keep trading the bullish trend, just don't fight against it. Don't fight the trend until you really see, like, that's why I've been waiting to see if we get a reversal pattern, if we get a break of structure, a market structure shift. That's when I'll look for shorts. But I'm not looking to fight the trend. So if you guys want to keep trading that trend, you can until we get that break of structure. That's fine. What I'm really waiting for is just a real move that is going to offer a lot of reward for us, which would be that reversal move back down to a discount. All right, that would be that real move that I'm looking for. And we can see our discount, our equilibrium is all the way down at 1945. So let's say we form a bearish breaker here. Okay, this down close candle is that bearish breaker. Let's say we close below, we test it. Let's say we get entry at the very bottom of that. Right, we still have 160 ticks of profit there. So that's the type of move I'm looking for. I'm expecting some kind of retracement reversal in the market pretty soon. But I'm not really looking right now to keep trading the longs right now. Obviously, if we come up and we displace this hourly imbalance, at the end of this hour, okay, maybe I'll look to take the longs up until all-time highs if we're really going to expand up there. But I really was not expecting us to take out all-time highs today. I still don't know if we're going to do that. But yeah, like I said, and like my friend didn't know much about trading. He didn't know much about trading at all, and he was still able to hold me accountable. Oh, exactly, right? Yeah, if you make your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or your boyfriend, whoever, your accountability partner, I'm sure you're gonna hold yourself a lot more accountable than you did before. Right? Because now your trading is gonna affect them too. Right? So I definitely advise to have, if you don't have someone like that you can, find someone in the group, right? This is a community. Hold each other accountable. Find someone in the group. That's why we have a community, is so that you have like-minded people that are all trying to achieve a similar goal. We can hold each other accountable, right? That's what a community is all about. So if you don't have someone in your personal life, find someone in the community. Reach out. Until you can really build that accountability yourself, just try to have someone to help you. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Because now you can't just take your bad trades, not do anything that you're supposed to do. And if it's just yourself and you don't have that motivation or that discipline to fix it, you're gonna just continue those bad problems and you don't have to report to anyone. Like that, it's tough if you don't have that ability to build that discipline yet. But if you know every single day someone's gonna be asking you the real questions, the hard-hitting questions, you're gonna start figuring out real quick that you need to have good answers for what you're doing. It's kind of like having a boss. It's like, yo, you slacked off all day. You didn't do anything that I asked you to do. Why? And how are you going to answer that question? How are you going to answer that question? Are you gonna make excuses and try to get around it, or are you going to actually get held accountable for why you slacked off and why you didn't do what you're supposed to do. Okay, so we're starting to form that reversal pattern here, guys. This is what I've been waiting for. I want to see us close below this low here. Get displacement, test this 1 minute breaker, take the shorts all the way down. This is what I've been waiting for. We're obviously trading back into a 5 minute bullish imbalance, but I want to see us go down and take these out. Okay, so I'm just waiting for us to displace, get that breaker structure here, come back, test that 1 minute, get an entry in the shorts, keep my stop above, right, 35 to 40 ticks, trade it all the way back down to the equilibrium, call it a day. You know, probably take first TP. I don't know, probably around this low here. Probably around this low here. You know, about a 2 to 1 for first TP, depending on how price is moving. If we're not moving too well, then maybe I'll take profit a little bit earlier. But if we're moving pretty good on the way down, I'm willing to hold for until about 80 ticks to this low down here. Well, let's look at what our standard deviations would be here if we form this breaker. So that high to low. All right, look at how that first standard deviation aligns right with those lows down here. Okay, so that would be a good first TP level right around these lows. 70 ticks or so. Yeah, we still haven't displaced yet. We're still waiting for us to close below. Still waiting for us to close below. Yeah, so far we're not getting that displacement. Okay, this second standard deviation all the way down here around Asia high. Right, so back into that discount is really what I'd be looking for. I'd just be looking to hold this trade for until we can come all the way down into that discount. And then I would sell everything here and get out. So this might be, you know, so far we're not wanting to form that reversal pattern. So if it doesn't happen, I won't take a trade. But if it happens, this is that trade I'm looking for, and I'll hold it all the way down. And with our slow movement right now, it might take us an hour to reach that low, and I'll just hold on to it until that happens. All right, I'll set my limit orders for my take profit. I'll set my stop loss order, and I'll just probably just leave the computer, right? Depending on, you know, if we can get that entry anytime soon. Probably just set my trade, leave the computer, let it play out. And that's another thing that's kind of good to do, guys, is if you're struggling with letting your trades play out and you continue to click buy and sell, you don't really have that confidence or that conviction. Sometimes what's a good thing to do is get in your trade, set your orders, and walk away. Maybe have the alert on your phone, so if your limit order gets hit, you can go, you know, move your stop loss or something like that. But sometimes the best thing you can do is just get in the trade, set your levels, and walk away. Because I know a lot of people struggle with being able to just watch their trade play out without selling way too quick or without moving their stop loss way too quick, and it keeps you from being able to catch those full moves. So sometimes the best thing you can do is just take that trade, set your levels, walk away. We're still not breaking through that low. We're kind of ranging right now. We're doing a little bit of accumulating here, and now we're still going up. Yeah, this is crazy. Crazy pump. Let's see how far. Like I said, if this hourly candle displaces this high, well then yeah, I would expect us to go to all-time highs here. All right, let's see what it would look like. Let's say we longed from the top. You could still long from up here. That's still over 160 ticks. Right? But I wouldn't really be looking to long until we can displace that high. Give me that conviction that we're not going to get any pullback. So we can see right now in the 1 minute, we're just kind of ranging. Just took out that high again. So yeah, I mean, guys, right now with this price action, not gonna jump into a trade until I can see that reversal pattern. Once that happens, that's when I'll jump in. The only other thing I would be looking for is if this hourly candle closes above the imbalance, then I would be looking to long up to all-time highs. That's it. Those are the only two things I'm looking for right now. But I still expect some type of pullback in this market when we've been ranging up for so long, when we're going into lunch hour. Still expect some pullback. Back to a discount. But yeah, pretty surprised by our price action today. Wasn't expecting this type of expansion on a No News Monday. Right, we did talk about the long stepping in this morning, up to this hourly imbalance. I said this is the only, if longs were going to step in, which our bias was still long coming into this week. This is where I expected us to go to, but I didn't expect us to push all the way through this hourly imbalance like we're doing today. But it's nice to see the market actually expanding a little bit, giving opportunity. And typically, these types of days you don't see that. So, if you're still trading, as I've been saying this whole time, you can still trade this trend all the way up. Right? You can still try to trade this trend all the way up. Until we get that break of structure, you can look to trade this trend. I've just been really waiting for that reversal. And we're still moving pretty slow. We don't have a ton of volume. I mean, decent. Every once in a while we'll get a nice little spike in volume, at the close of certain candles. So let's just see if this hourly is going to pump up enough to close above that imbalance. And if that happens, yeah, we might go back to all-time highs. Which is wild. Crazy day. So yeah, about 6 minutes until the close of this hourly candle. Going into lunch hour. Right, if we don't create that reversal pattern or displace the hourly by the end of the hour, I'll take a break. Come back around 9:15 onto the charts, 9:15 Pacific, and kind of see what they're looking like. And see if there's going to be any other setups for us. Has anybody been trading the trend in the longs? Has anybody been just continuously trading the trend? I know, yeah, okay. I know some people for sure have been doing that. Like I said, you can do that. You can do that until we get that break of structure. So far, we haven't really had it. We've had one break of structure here, but we didn't get that market structure shift. Yeah, now trying to short this right now, not a good idea. Not a good idea until you get that market structure shift. So this hourly is really pushing. We might see a displacement of the hourly candle. We might see this hourly close above. Man, if that's the case, I think we're going all the way back to all-time highs. It's just wild. Look at that daily. This is the most expansion I've seen on a Monday in a long time. Yeah, that's pretty much all you can do during these trends is, I mean, what you could swing them all afternoon or all morning, right? And just continue to hold them. You could be holding the original trade, right? Or every time we come back and retest the bottom of that trend, get back in the longs. Um, yeah, you could just scalp from the bottom every time we form a high, get out. Every time we take out a previous high, get scalp. A lot of different ways you could trade it. So this morning range just keeps getting higher and higher. So that equilibrium keeps moving up. So now our equilibrium is at Asia high, just below Asia high for our morning range. Okay, so now if a reversal is going to come in, we need to see this low get taken out. We have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the hourly. Well, tomorrow I wouldn't expect much. I wouldn't expect a lot of great moves in the market tomorrow. And again, I didn't expect a lot of great moves in the market today, so we could be surprised. Wednesday, we have FOMC, so Wednesday price action is going to be crazy. It's going to be volatile. We could still see some good setups after FOMC comes out. Thursday, again, very volatile. Again, guys, I won't be trading on Thursday. I don't know if you guys saw my update that I sent out last night. I'm going to be on an airplane on Thursday morning, so I won't be trading, but I will be back trading Friday morning. Just wanted to, hopefully you guys saw that update. I sent it out last night. In either way, though, Thursday is going to be a tough day to trade because of that CPI. Or, sorry, PPI, and then post FOMC, it's going to be a tough one to trade. Okay, now we're going to see if we're going to form this reversal pattern here, guys. This is looking like it. This is looking stronger. This might be that reversal. Here it is. So this is the shorts now. Once we can displace this low, I'm looking for shorts. Alright, here we go. This is, now it's setting up, but I need to see us come test a level. Look at that. Look at that pullback on the hour there. That's crazy pullback. Let's just see us displace this 1 minute. Can we displace the 1 minute? Got 10 seconds to do it. This is starting to look like finally the reversal move, though. Still didn't displace, but it looks like we're heading down. Again, I still want to wait for displacement. But look at how that hourly closed, guys. Our hourly closed all the way beneath the equilibrium of that imbalance. So that's that pullback that we're starting to see that I was talking about. And that happened in 4 minutes. So now I'm just waiting for us to displace the low. Bearish breaker on the 1 minute. Take it short. We're bouncing again off that 5 minute bullish imbalance. I do think after seeing that pullback that we're gonna really drop. But I'm still waiting for confirmation. Still waiting for us to displace. Not gonna just rush into the shorts. Really want to see displacement here. Okay, we're starting to here. We're starting to. Can we do it? All right, and I'll just keep my stop above. Keep my stop above the breaker. Again, we're bouncing from a 5 minute bullish imbalance. We can see us bouncing from this level. We bounced from it 3 times already. So we really got to see us make this reversal pattern here. No, I have not entered. I'm still waiting for displacement of this low. Still waiting for us to displace this low here. We still can't seem to do it. We still can't seem to do it here. Maybe we'll come up and test this 1 minute above. See if we trade up into that 1 minute. Alright, this is the strongest down, like, bearish move we've seen so far in this trend. The actual strong full body candles here. But we still haven't displaced that low. I'm still not going to get an entry. If you were wanting to be very aggressive, you can get an entry off this 1 minute fair value gap, but I'm not going to do that. I have to see that confirmation first. ES still hasn't displaced that low either. Yeah, when we're in a bullish trend like this, guys, even typically, I'm always going to wait for that. I'm going to wait for that displacement before I get an entry. Especially when we're trying to catch the reversal. Right, but if you wanted to be very aggressive, more risky, you could look to get an entry in that 1 minute fair value gap if you have the conviction in the shorts. Personally, I have to see us displace first. Okay, 2 minute bearish fair value gap here is, bearish fair value gap and 2 minute reversal pattern here. Alright, so the 2 minute looks really good. Let's look at the 3 minute, same reversal pattern. Haven't touched into the fair value gap above though. So, I mean, it looks like this should be that reversal. With the way price is moving today, we could see us trend right back up. So that's why we're waiting for confirmation, waiting for displacement. Not rushing into it. All right, we're getting a reaction off that 1 minute and off the 2 minute. We're obviously in lunch hour now, so we're still moving slow. Okay, around 9:10, 9:20 Pacific. It's that lunchtime macro. That's when I found we see a little bit of a volume step in. Besides that, during lunch hour, don't really see much. See that 5 minute close. 5 minute close bullish. Still bouncing off that 5 minute bullish imbalance. 15 is still bouncing off that 15 minute bullish imbalance. Okay, but seeing how that hourly close does not make me want to get in the longs, guys. Seeing us go into lunch hour, seeing us close below the equilibrium, that does not make me want to long. Really makes me want to get in the shorts. Still waiting for displacement of the lows. You got in the shorts at 99. All right, let's see it. Let's see it. Where do you have your stop at? At the high. All right. So you got entry at 99. You get your stop at the high. It's about 58 tick stop. 59 ticks. All right. Let's see these shorts come in then. Let's see them come in. They're starting to look really good here. They are starting to look really good. I'm still going to wait for displacement. Let's look back at that 2 minute. 2 minute is setting up pretty nicely. We're almost into that macro. Yeah, I agree with you, Sam. I agree. I think the setup's there. The setup is there. I still like that entry from that fair value gap. I still think it's a good entry. Personally, I'm personally waiting a little bit. Still waiting for that displacement. But I still think that's a good entry. Alright, here we go. Let's displace here. I just want to see us displace this low right here. Still haven't displaced. Nice close on the 2 minute there. Almost to that 9:10 a.m. Pacific time. So I want to see a little bit more movement. And we've been waiting. We've been waiting for a while. The patience is there. That's what it's all about. Learn to be able to sit in front of your computer and not take trades. So we just still can't seem to break structure. Still respecting the imbalance above. And we're still reacting off of it every time we touch into it, which is a good sign. Just need to see us close below. And we get an entry from, say we get an entry from the bottom of that breaker. Keep our stop above. Catch it down to that 0.5. 147 ticks or so. Right, looking like a 3.3 risk to reward. Right, if we have a 40, that's a 44 tick stop. If we have a 40 tick stop, over a 3 risk to reward there, 3.6. Alright, so now we're at that 9:10. 5 minute candle closed. Still no continuation to the downside, no follow through. So I'll give it a little bit more time. I'll still hang out, still wait for this trade to set up. And I got nowhere to be. I'm not in any trade yet. We're not in any trade. But if we're gonna get an entry down there, right? If we're actually gonna move down, I would probably keep around a 40 to 45 tick stop. So that 40 tick stop would be 97.25. That's saying if the entry is right here, that would be like 97.50. Again, we're not seeing us close below. We're not seeing us break structure. So, yeah, I mean, if we still can't close below, I'll take a little break, go eat some food, come back, check out what our charts are doing. See if there's anything good. So far, we're just moving up. Disrespect that 1 minute fair value gap there. Can't seem to break structure. Even after getting that pullback on the hourly candle, we're still moving up. And with that 15-minute. So yeah, I mean, this is when I was expecting that reversal. We're still not seeing it. Right, so if we don't see it the next few minutes, I'll just call it a session, like I said, and then I'll still look for setups and I'll still call them out if I take any trades. But I mean, we've been on here for a while, and just think about it this way, guys. This is the way I think about it. We've been on here over 2.5 hours. We've taken 2 trades, and that's it. We've done a lot of learning, a lot of tape reading. And some people might think of it in a negative way and say, well, there's a ton of trades you should have taken, a ton of opportunities you could have taken. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe there was trades I could have taken throughout the trend, but they just weren't the trades that I was looking for at the time. And if they're not the trades I'm looking for, I would rather not take them. Right? So, yeah, a little bit in the green, so a little bit above break even. But I'm also going to hit up Tradovate and see if they can they can give me some of my profit back after that malfunction with the stop loss. So it ended up being around break even so far, but it should be a little bit more. Because I took the 50 tick stop and got an 80 tick win. So I technically should be 30 ticks in profit. Which, yeah, it's still not a lot, but still in profit. So yeah, I mean, right now, we're still not seeing that reversal. So, again, here's the only things I would be looking to do. Alright, if we get a continuation of this bullish trend, every time we form a new high, we have a swing high to swing low. You could wait for price to retrace back down to a discount of that 1 minute, that 1 minute range, and then long it back up. Wait for a pullback, long it back up, and then once we break structure, get a market structure shift, that's when you're looking to short. So that's all I'd be looking for. But you always have to have a reason for getting in a trade, right? So if you're going to look for longs, what's your reason? Well, you're looking for a continuation of the trend, and you're also looking for price to come take out all-time highs. That would be your reasoning. If you're looking for shorts to come in, well, you see a market structure shift, and you want to see price retrace back down to a discount of our morning range. That would be your reason. Okay, so we have reasons for both. Now you just have to wait for your confirmations. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go eat some food, give my eyes a little break, come back, hop on the charts again. I'll look for some setups. If I see anything that I really want to take, that I'm going to trade, I'll call it out to you, send out the notification. If there's nothing I like, I'm not going to take a trade, and then we'll come back for a prop firm session. Right, so that's what we'll do. But yeah, guys, I mean, end of the day, the bullish trend is continuing. So if you want to keep trading that bullish trend, keep trading it. Right, and I'll probably, if we continue this bullish trend, I'll come back in a few minutes, in like 20 minutes, and I'll look to keep trading the longs. I will. I'll look for some long setups for us, all the way up to all-time highs. Okay, so appreciate you guys for joining up today. Overall, I still think it was a good session. Personally, I think it was a good session. 2 trades, 1 loser, 1 winner, made up for our loser. Some profit on top. Not much, but we made some profit. But yeah, so you'll hear from me soon. If not for another trade here, you'll hear from me for props firm session. All right, guys, I appreciate you a lot. Thanks for joining up. God bless you all. I will see you all soon. All right, take it easy until then. Of course, Tony, I'm glad you learned something. Glad you learned. That's what it's all about. All right, guys. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.